Welcome back. We're gonna make this liquid anaerobic compost tea manure slop not free anymore. It's not free anymore after I dump this in. It's really sad, but now it's cost me $2. Just burning right through it. All right, home fries. Take a look at this. It's sludgy. It's sludgy and beautiful. Look at the moringa just disappearing into slop. There are some sort of gnats in here, but they are not mosquitoes, so I don't know how they got in. They must have been able to creep their way around the edges. They love rotting things. But this stuff is basically ready to go for watering the corn and watering the beans and watering tomatoes and everything else down here. I'm just gonna thin it out some more because this is some seriously strong fertilizer at the moment. We're gonna have to put about, I don't know, another 20 gallons in here, water, something like that, and then I'll just water with it straight. But the moringa has just turned into nothing. This is ready to go. And speaking of ready to go, listen to that autofocus. And let's try that again. Ready? Listen to this. That lens is supposed to be silent. It's never been silent. Amazon reviews aren't always correct. Okay, so look at this. This is Hubbard squash. Out of the 7 seeds I planted, we got 1, 2, and 3. And there's a 4 around here somewhere. Here we go. Here's 4. Let's listen to that autofocus again. Ready? Here. Zip, 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 zip. This is a very professional YouTube channel. Isn't that beautiful though? There we go. We've got Hubbard squash. We'll see how it does in the tropics. And thanks again to Babette for sending those seeds to my location in Florida. And then somehow they ended up here through dubious legal means. But let's take a look at these corn and not talk about that before somebody kicks me out of the country. Look at this corn. It is looking well. It has been fertilized once with some diluted urine, and these corn hills are looking really good. And I'm going to plant the rest of the ones that are not planted with the Hubbard with the variety of local pumpkin that I found. And I cut open to do in that demonstration on composting the nastiest stuff. That variety, that pumpkin, even though it had such a small amount of flesh inside, it was so delicious when my wife baked it. It was like eating a straight up pumpkin pie. It was sweet, deep orange, and delicious. So that variety I want to keep, even though that particular pumpkin had a large seed cavity and thin flesh. It was incredible. So we are going to plant those right now into these other hills that do not have Hubbards in them. And they will not cross with the Hubbard squash because they are Cucurbita machata and the Hubbard squash are Cucurbita maxima. So if you want to grow a couple of varieties of squash together, pick a few different species. You can grow them right next to each other and they won't cross. And you know, you could save butternut squash and acorn squash at the same time if you like, without any trouble. These are from that amazing squash my wife was cooking the other night and pushing some stuff around on the counter to make room because we had a whole bunch of produce on there, and next thing I heard was a big crash. She shoved the bowl that I had put some of the seeds on onto the floor. So my wife totally just smashing dishes and stuff. She didn't throw it at my head though, so you know, it's contrary to probably most of your expectations, but we're going to plant these guys right now.
Next on the hill, we're gonna drop some beans. Maybe I'll film that in my ripped up jeans so I'll make it look like fashion instead of a mistake. The idea is the corn acts like a steak. Then you pop pumpkins in the ground all around, and they grow so fast you hear the creaking sound.
We got three sisters. Traditional Native American type of gardening.
Vines will be running crazy and I can get lazy and quit weeding until the soil pays me. And the mulch molds will keep the weeds in check, so if we get in another bad car wreck and we're stuck at home with nothing to eat, the three sisters gonna fill the fridge for cheap.
We got three sisters. Now you might be wondering at this point why I haven't planted the beans yet. I mean, you're supposed to plant the corn and then the beans and then the pumpkins. I decided not to plant the beans because I was watching how fast some of these pole beans have grown in some of my kids' gardens, and they're gonna way outpace the corn and strangle the corn. So I'm gonna wait on the beans, maybe another couple of weeks until the corn's gotta be taller than this. There's just no way I'm gonna plant beans there because I think they'll just pull it down. And I think between the beans going after it and the pumpkins on the ground, they won't have a chance. So I'm gonna let the corn grow a little further, and then I'm gonna plant some beans. Because even if the corn is brown and dead in the ground, the beans will still climb it, even though the corn won't get the benefit of the supplementary nitrogen from the beans. And even that's not a very big deal because I have a big barrel full of fermenting nitrogenous stuff right now that I can feed them. So there you go. That's what I'm doing in the Three Sisters garden right now. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
The three sisters gonna fill the fridge for cheap.
We got three sisters. We got traditional Native American type of gardening. We got three sisters. We got traditional Native American type of gardening.